So today we're going to go through the actual Aeroseal software. Once we get this all set up and our unit's ready to go, we come back to the computer and we connect the computer to the fan box via the little icon that says to. So right now we're connected to the fan box. We're going to go ahead and double tap our icon here, open up the software program. We're going to go ahead and create a brand new customer for this specific seal. So let's use Donald Ducts. Now the only thing we have left to do is set our square footage in here for the home. So let's give him a firm 2,000 square foot. Once we get this information in here, the only thing we have left to do is save it. We have now created a new customer. We're going to go down here, we're going to click Next. This is your combustion safety test. I typically will answer them no, because most of the time I run into a lot of heat pumps and there's never any gas within the home. Fireplaces I never really see too much. We'll hit Next. Now we're going to add Mr. Duct's system. We're going to say description of system is an upflow. We're going to say the tonnage of the system is a 3. We're going to say his BTU capabilities for this place is 50. No, let's lift it up. Let's go 120. He likes to stay warm. Up here we'll put our technician's name in. Then we're going to come down here and we're going to save the system. We're going to add a seal event for this specific system. So under description of seal event, we're going to say left side home supply. We're going to come down here and you have some options. You can either do just the supply, just the return, or you could do both supply and return. Since they have multiple returns within the home, I've determined that it's probably best to go ahead and just do supply first. So we're going to choose the supply side. The duct system in the home is a sheet metal slip and drive system, so we're going to choose our max duct pressure of 750. If we were on a ductboard system or drywall, naturally our pressure would be much lower because we don't want to take a chance at blowing out our duct system. But you have an array of different pressures to choose from as your maximum duct pressure. So we're going to go and we're going to save that event. Now that our event is ready, we're going to come over here, we're going to hit Next. This is your pre-test page, your pre-leakage test page. And so all we need to do is set our inlet gate on the program, hit our start button, and the fan's going to start ramping up. We can make this a lot faster if we want to by taking manual control of the fan. We may or may not need to at this point, because if you look at my target number here, you'll see that it's at 25 and my current duct pressure is 27. So as long as I'm within plus or minus 5 of that actual setting, a lot of times I don't need to do anything to it. So let's see what she's going to do here. There we go. We didn't have to take control of the fan. So I have my leakage now, I have my square inch hole size. All I need to do is go to Next. And I now have my sealant within the machine. I set my inlet gate at 2. and I hit start. I'm acknowledging how much sealant I have in there. I have a full bottle. I hit continue. Fan starts to ramp up. Over here you have a countdown in your informational dialog box over here. So she's counting down 2019. When she reaches 0, what's going to happen is these two heater lights here that are red are going to turn green, and it's going to come on and it's going to start to temper the air within the actual lay flat and the duct. And we are now sealing. The sonar you hear is the actual program itself letting you know that the program is in the seal mode. While you're running the program, your eyes are monitoring the duct leakage at square inch hole. You're monitoring your duct leakage at CFMOP. You're monitoring your percentage, your duct flow, your duct pressure, and your fan box pressure. Your inlet temperature, your sprayer or wand temperature, your cylinder temperature, and your inlet humidity. Over here on the page, we have our fluid level, and you can see it's a solid blue line, so that means we have exactly a full gallon in there. So it'll time it out as the sealant gets lower and lower and lower, that line will diminish. Now, there's our first tick mark on our program. That shows us that we are actually sealing. So every 1 minute of run time is the actual program graphing. So we're going to let her drop on down here for a little while. So as we're sealing, again, we are still monitoring all the numbers and updates. We got one person walking through the house, checking to make sure there are no issues. He's a continual monitor. He just roams through the house, making sure there's not an issue. As we are sealing this down, we are in constant look. Our duct pressure is rising. She's up to 376. Our actual duct flow is still good. We're not down far enough yet to where we're having an issue. Remember, I told you that's around 140, 150. So in 7 seconds, 5, 4, we should see the graph line drop down. There we go. So we're still monitoring our seal. We're still squirting sealant up into the machine. Every 1 minute, she's going to advance that line. Notice my two heaters are still on, so we're still heating up and evaporating any moisture that's coming out of our sealant going in. So we're still sealing it out. We're still squirting her in. Duct pressure still maintaining. So here we go. Now, we're going to have to drop our gate to 3 because our leakage is going down. So as we're monitoring now, you see our duct flow is down below 150. And like I said, that's when that sealant wants to come back toward the machine. So we hit pause. And we allow that fan to continue to run and just push that sealant right through the lay flat and force it up into that duct system. At this point, we are at 29 CFM of leakage. We get to 20, you may as well just go into your flush. If we start flatlining at 30, you may as well go into your flush. But typically, you can get it down much further. So we're going to go ahead, start her up again. We're going to pump some more sealant into that system. We're going to wait until she starts choking us. And then we're going to hit pause again to push that sealant up into the system. So now, I'm going to go ahead and hit pause again because all my lay flats loaded up with sealant. But my fan is still running, pushing that sealant up in there. If we wanted to, we could go into what's known as low seal protocol, where we would have to take the furthest block out and try and vent that out the window and run her down to where we can get nice and tight, pinch it off, and then do our post-test when we're done. But for now, we're gonna go ahead, fire it back up. We're gonna let her run for maybe the remainder of whatever it's taken us to plot this over here. So 42 seconds, let's just go ahead and wait it out. Let the system run, squirt the sealant in there. Just make sure that you're watching that lay flat so none of that sealant is really stacking up and coming back into the machine. Because if you don't want the glue all over the heaters and inside the machine, back to the fans and everything else. Well, there we are. Effective leakage area has met the 5 square inch hole. So we're gonna say okay to that. We're gonna come right back over here. We're gonna hit start again. So she'll actually start up, and then we're just gonna hit the stop button. The stop button is asking you, are you sure you're done with the sealing process? Yes. Now we're switching to flushing. We can go ahead, take the glue bottle out, put the water flush bottle in, you hit start. 3 minutes is your lowest time. So now all we're doing is just rinsing out the tubing from the pump head all the way through the nozzle. We're just cleaning out the sealant and squirting water in there. You can see my heaters are still on. The wand is still on, so we're still evaporating any of the water that's coming out as a fine mist as it goes and enters into the lay flat. 3 minutes into the flush, she'll stop. Are you sure you want to leave the flushing process? Yes. We're going to come right back over here. We're going to hit the cool down button. You hit start. Cool down takes an automatic 2 minutes. Notice up here how it's telling you to unplug your lower power cords. Those are the 2 cords that supply power to the 2 heaters. We want the temperatures to come down so we don't damage anything, but the fan is still running. Once your wand temperature reaches below 150, you can go ahead and hit stop. There's no reason to continue to have it on any longer. So yes, yes, we're going to hit next, and we're going to go right into our post-test. So we're on gate 3 right now. So we're going to leave her on gate 3. We're going to hit start. We're going to automatically take control of the fan. We're going to bump the fan up, and we're going to bring her right back down to where we can possibly hit as close to that 25 as I can. So I can do that just by adjusting the arrows here. That alarm you just heard was because my fan box pressure went down below 4 Pascal. So I have to bring the fan up to be able to generate the duct pressure required to hit my 25 Pascal. My current duct pressure is 36. I'm going to change my target to match that 36. And as you can see, she's counting down, getting ready to give me my solution. This is the easiest way to get out of the test, is to change the target number and leave this thing ramped at a specific point. This is the simplest and easiest way. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, boom. Test complete. My results will show up over here. So post-seal test, I came in at 26. That's a 65 CFM improvement on the system. All we do is hit next. We go to certificates. Once she comes up, we hit print save. We're going to save it as a PDF Lite. We hit print. Info box comes up. We name this Duct 1. We save it. It goes to the folder on the desktop. From there, you can print it out, email it, do whatever you want to do to it. And that's pretty much the software, ladies and gentlemen. That's how we function it. We go right back to customer projects and we're ready to go. If you're ever having any issues with the software, do not hesitate to contact tech support. That's at 937-428-9300, extension 308. Thanks.